Going off of that, we'll start with a musical intro. It's coming, it's coming. Missed it. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. All right. So today I'm going to be talking about conflict de-escalation in the emergency department. As PM docs, we deal with a lot of different people and a lot of different types of people. This is mostly about between us and our patients, not nurses or fellow staff or co-residents or anybody else that you may have the minute urge to murder on a daily basis. This is just us and our patients and how we keep ourselves and our patients safe. So there's a lot of people that gave me some input on this. Dr. Willis, Dr. Chow, Dr. Steph, Dr. Ahmad, Dr. Dilip, Dr. Berlin, and Dr. Schechter isn't here, but he helped out too. All right, so let's talk about the problem. So it's become kind of like a hot button topic for ASAP. It's come up in the news a lot. There's a lot of violence in the emergency departments, not just here. This article is from San Francisco. This one is from Ohio. And this one is from our very own New York. So this isn't an urban center thing. This is not a suburban center thing. This isn't a rural center thing. It's not even just a United States thing. As most of you know, I am Jamaican. These things are happening all over the world. We are taking care of patients who are having psychiatric issues, anger issues, substance abuse issues, and sometimes they're just plain old angry, and we get caught in the line of fire. There have been many cases here, Jamaica and India, and no one really knows what to do about it, how we keep people safe while still maintaining this tenet that the ED is a place where everyone should and must come for their care, and we must take care of them. Let's go over just a couple of definitions. OSHA, or favorite regulatory body, has basically defined workplace violence as any act or threat that occurs in a work environment. In case you are wondering, in the United States, if you work in healthcare, you are 5 times more likely than the national average to fall under this heading by OSHA and experience workplace violence. That puts us on par with police departments, and that puts us ahead of companies that you think more traditional things that you think of, like construction workers. They're much more likely to be hurt on the job than almost any other field. All right. So there are a couple things that work as risk factors for ED violence, okay? There are things that, as I mentioned, we cannot control. If your patient has come into the ED because they are psychotic, they are afraid, and they are violent, we cannot fix that by them stepping through the door. If they're coming in because they are having substance abuse issues and they're violent and going crazy because of that, we can't change that. If they're coming in and they have a personality disorder that is underlying and they're more inclined or more likely to be violent, we can't change that. So the things that we can do to help keep ourselves safe are environmental things. Now most of these do not fall on us as individuals or us as residents. These are systemic things that we can attempt and all hospitals are trying to attempt to fix. Overcrowding leads to violence, okay? When the ED is busy, as we all know, when it's full, when there's like stretchers on both sides, when one person goes off, it's almost like a viral contagion. The next person goes off, the next person goes off, and pretty soon the entire ED feels like it's screaming. Other things, longer wait times, both to be seen and boarding times. The ED is not a great place to have to spend 2 or 3 days. Patients that have to stay there a long time get more likely to become violent. Lack of privacy, we have a little curtain sometimes, and sometimes people are in the hallway for many hours. And poor staffing issues. And this isn't just a county thing. Most hospitals do not have what would be considered ideal staffing issues. And for us, that that shows up as, I need this patient to get their medicine and it's not happening. And we get sometimes kind of annoyed when there's a patient that every time you walk by, you're like, nurse, can I get a bed? Nurse, can I get a bed? But that's frustrating, that's angering. If you couldn't use the bathroom without assistance and nobody had the time to help you, that would make you more likely to throw your urine when it finally does happen. They are independent risk factors that can help us identify patients that are more likely to become violent. If they have a history of violence in ED that is documented, a history of interpersonal violence that they are giving you, the younger the patient is, the more likely they are to become violent. Men are more likely to be violent than women, and people who have substance abuse issues. If they are currently intoxicated or have an addiction and are maybe seeking and are trying to get out of the ED so that they can get the next hit, they're much more likely to get arrested. Okay? Now, this is not saying that every single person that walks in as a young male with a substance abuse issue is going to get violent, but these are things to keep in the back of your head. All right, so as I mentioned before, this is a problem that is really international. This image is actually taken from an Indian newspaper because the residents, their equivalent of residents, they're trainee doctors, went on strike because people were getting injured in the hospital. In Jamaica, about 3 months ago at this point, maybe, their equivalent of a pediatric emergency medicine doctor walked out of the children's hospital because the patient's parents burst into a room where she was seeing somebody else complaining that her child hadn't been seen, and basically threw a table at her. She left the hospital had to close, but she was the only person covering the This is something that's happening everywhere. Getting some data, ASAP sends out a survey almost on a yearly basis. The last one that they did was in 2018, and about 78% of EM physicians at that time said that they had experienced some form of workplace violence. About 11% had experienced a physical assault, but only about 12% had reported this. Now, some states have put laws in place to try and protect healthcare workers in general. Basically, New York has something along the lines of what protects the MTA workers, basically saying that if you assault a physician in a healthcare center, just like if you assault an MTA worker, it's that. A couple other states have come up with similar ideas. Some places you end up being fined, and some places it's just considered a regular assault. They call in police if the police get involved, and you get charged. There are a couple of issues that we have with this, though. So currently there is no mandated reporting for ED violence. There is nobody that's really keeping track of it. This is all voluntary. So we do not know true numbers apart from what physicians are reporting. We don't have numbers on the back end saying, in this hospital, in this year, this many assaults take place. Now, there may be some hospitals that are collecting this information, but they're not making it public. They're not giving it to anybody. So, all right. So where we heading basically right now is that OSHA was mandated by Congress to look at ED violence. They said that they wanted to know all of the information that I said that we don't have. OSHA began looking into it about 3 or 4 years ago, and there is now a bill on the Congress floor called the Workplace Violence Prevention for Healthcare and Social Workers Act. It was introduced in 2018. The bill would basically mandate reporting. It would mandate that every hospital has a plan for if somebody is assaulted, exactly what happens, exactly what we follow through with it. They would have to publish this plan, and they would have to report the numbers. The bill has passed through Congress and has gone to the Senate. There is a lot of pushback from it, saying that it's too much government oversight. So we'll see where that goes. As I said, several hospitals have come up with their own different ways of voluntarily agreeing to what the Act has said. This has led to conversations in different parts of the country where hospitals have hired private security, or they've installed metal detectors, because we know that decreasing the flow into the ED and knowing who is coming and who is going and where they're going leads to a safer workplace. this in itself causes some issues both within the hospital and within the community. With private security, we here are actually very lucky that we have hospital police because they are with the NYPD, so they will actually intervene. In a lot of states where the hospitals are private, they don't have this. In the private security, if they injure a patient trying to help you, they can be charged with assault. So in some hospitals, even though they're in security, they might come up, but they're not actually getting involved. They're to look big and look strong and to discourage us. The metal detectors, every year a couple hospitals put them in and a couple hospitals take them out. The pro is that the metal detectors help people feel more safe. They prevent the flow of weapons into the ED if that happens. But the other side of these issues is it can make the hospital look like it doesn't trust the community, which makes the community less likely to come to the hospital. And then there's also an issue of what you do when if you find illegal weapons on your patients. Are you then calling the police? Are you then reporting them? Is somebody who came to the ED looking for help then going to go out and handcuff because of something that you did? So what this all says is that we don't have a good handle on what to do. So what can we do to help keep ourselves safe if we don't look like him and can't fight like him, right? So I know a lot of people in the room were EMTs and we were probably trained at some point, PSI scene safety. Scene safety exists anywhere that you are going. So if you're in the ED, you're going to see a patient, there are a couple things that you should take heed of, right? So we talked about what makes patients high risk for violence. Listen to them. Look at the patient. Are they angry? Are they posturing? Do they look like this patient? Do they look like somebody right now who is angry to the point that they might cause you violence? Trust your instincts. We evolved from single-cell organisms to being the dominant species on the planet because we have the instincts. If that little voice in the back of your head is saying, I don't want to be alone in the room with this person, listen to it. You're not alone in the ED. Ask your nurses, ask your attendants, ask your co-residents. Hey, I'm going to go see somebody. They seem a bit angry. I'm not comfortable going into the room by myself. Maintain distance. That's one of the things that typically helps prevent you from getting injured. There is actually data on this about 2 arms length distance between you and the person that is currently angry or agitated seems to be best. You don't look like you're too afraid of them where they say, hey, you don't really care about me, but you have enough space that you don't feel like you're crowding them and they don't feel like you're crowding them, and you can move away quickly and egress if you need to. Don't block your surroundings. If you are in a room with a patient and the bathroom is leaking and they've actually come to fix the bathroom and they put this massive little thing in front of the door, maybe that's not the right time to be in that room with the patient. Don't stand in front of the door talking to your patient. They can feel boxed in. They can feel like you're going to prevent them from leaving. Stand off to the side. There are other things that have been kind of studied. If you have movable furniture, some people say that's more problematic because they can lift it and throw it. Other people say if you have heavier furniture, they can still lift it and throw it. You just need a more dangerous protection. Okay? Okay. So be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of what's going on. Just basically pay attention. So the main thing that we have to do, right, because we can't, you've done all this, you've identified the patient as the person that's angry and issuing violent threats to you and telling you bad things. You have to take care of them. They seem scared, right? And it's fine to be scared. You get your co-resident, you're going to talk to them. What are the different strategies that we can go through to kind of help people get through this process where you are not injured and they're not injured? So number one is do not be provocative. It is very easy to be angry and to say this person is attacking me as an individual and I don't like them. And it's human nature to respond to that anger. Yeah, well, I can do this, you can't even. I'm the doctor here. It doesn't help. Your anger feeds their anger feeds your anger, and then pretty soon you're calling in hospital police and 7 people are holding down a patient with trying to sedate them while they bite you or scratch you or kick you or punch you. And in that situation, yes, in the end, the patient is sedated and you are hopefully okay, but that is how people get injured. That is how the patient gets injured, that's how you get injured, okay? Ronnie? Okay. Huh? It doesn't like what I was saying. All right. Open and calm communication, right? So part of this, your body language is going to communicate to your patients a lot more than anything that you're saying. So you're not going to stand in front of them like that linebacker stance. You're going to stand off to the side. Don't cross your arms. Keep them open. Keep your hands open. Don't have clenched fists. Let them see that, hey, I'm not a threat to you. I am here to help you. Some of the other things with the de-escalation, right? These patients are very often in a situation where they don't want to listen to you. They feel like nobody's listening to them, especially patients that have been brought in by NYPD. Feels like, I don't see why I need to be here. Establish open lines of communication, right? For me personally, I tell these patients when they're angry and aggressive and getting crazy, and they're like, I don't want to be here, I want to leave. Hey, I'm your doctor. I work for you. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to pay attention to anything else. You need to talk to me so we can figure out what's going on. You want to go home, I get that. Like I said, I work for you. Don't judge whatever may have happened before, especially, once again, with PD cases. It's often helpful to not know what they're being charged with or what happened before, and just treat the patient directly in front of you right now. Start from point 0, open lines of communication. Be concise and clear, right? Don't give people a false sense of what's going to happen and what's going to happen next. Don't tell them, hey, I'm going to get you out of here in 10 minutes. If you know you're going to have to see them, site is going to have to see them, your attending is going to have to see them, and then they'll make a decision. Break things up into little snippets. This is what's happening right now. Orient them. Today is this day, this is where you're at. This is what's going on. This person has to see you. We don't know what's going to happen after that. But once again, open lines of communication, reassure them, I am here for you, I work for you, I'm going to keep you updated, right? Try and align your goals. So now, this can be hard because sometimes what your patient is saying makes no sense. Sometimes what they're saying you know is not going to happen. Especially with people who are being violent, threatening, and verbally assaulted towards you. This can be one of the hardest parts because you want to tell them, I'm in charge, you need to calm down. Don't tell people that are angry, you need to calm down. Figure out something small that they do. Are you hungry? Can I get you something to eat? Can we get you feeling better, right? Because that is a goal that we both have. You want to go home. How you go home is you talk to my psychiatrist. That is a goal we both have. So those are things that you can align, whereas you're telling them something that they want to hear, but you're also telling them something that is true. Acknowledge what they're saying. It's very easy, especially at the end of a 12-hour shift where every other patient has been yelling at you and cursing at you, screaming at you, stealing. I have had a hard day. I am tired. I don't want to deal with anything that you're throwing at me. But you have to remember that a lot of these patients, they're having a much worse day. They're just somebody else for you at work, but maybe for them this is the worst day of their life and they don't want to be there. So listen to what they're saying. It's easy to agree with objective things. Somebody comes in police custody, this must stop. You are under arrest. You're not saying whether or not you agree with the fact that they should be under arrest, because maybe they should, but you can empathize. This situation is hard. I get that. This situation isn't something that anyone would want to be in. They're angry because they want a turkey sandwich. You're hungry, and I get that. This is a hard thing to be in. So you can basically take what they're giving to you and reflect it in a nicer way, saying, I get this, I'm with you, we're together. All right. So now you're gonna have to move forward, right? So this person they walked in angry and aggressive, you identified them, you went into the room, you had your nice little body language, you're trying to get them to calm down a little bit, you said, hey, you're having a rough day, this sucks, I'm your doctor, I'm here to help you, this is where we're gonna go, okay? You're gonna have to finagle a treatment situation, a treatment hold. This is what is going to happen. And there are times when, as I said, they won't agree with you. You've tried to align the goals, you've tried all of these things, and they're still, I don't want to talk to anybody, I don't want to do this, I don't belong here. They're still very aggressive. So you can agree to disagree. You don't need to spend your entire You don't have 15 minutes to necessarily spend in your room trying to talk this person down. Dr. Sinner is there saying and it's waiting on your discharge paperwork. So at some point you have to stop and say, we're gonna have to agree to disagree, okay? This is what has to happen. I've explained to you why. We're gonna do our best to work with you. You can agree with whatever they're saying if it makes sense. If you do agree with them, and you can tell them, you know what, you have to agree to disagree here. Which is a good way of saying, I think you're wrong, without coming across as that aggressive. Because once again, you are trying to keep the situation as calm as possible. The other thing that hopefully you've seen the attendings be very good at is setting clear limits. These are the things that are acceptable. These are the things that are not acceptable. You don't necessarily bring in punishments. If you do this, then we will, because sometimes that will push people's behavior away that you don't want. They'll be like, oh yeah, you think you can? And that'll make them worse. But you can tell them, okay, this is my ED. I'm your doctor. I'm working with you. You talk to me. You cannot scream at my nurses. That is unacceptable. Okay? That's like, all right? You can reflect back at them. You wouldn't want anybody screaming at you at your job. Please do not scream at my nurses. That's not acceptable. Please do not scream at me. That is not acceptable. You cannot go into the bathroom alone. That's just not okay because you have to talk to the psychiatrist and we spoke about why. So don't give people hope or give them an out where they can say, "You lied to me," because the entirety of de-escalation, the entirety of everything that we're talking about here, it begins and ends with trust. The moment you have lost your patient's trust, that's it. You're not moving forward. Your relationship with them has completely ended. They have to trust you to move forward. So you tell them what is going to happen, what you think can happen, what you can do, and what they absolutely cannot do. And the last bit is to offer choices. Now, this is something that I think we see in the PEDS ED very often, and that typically helps. Don't give them false choices. Don't say, well, you can stay here or you can leave if they're a psych patient on their one-to-one, because if they go, okay, I'm going to leave, your response is, well, actually, oops. Oops is a bad thing to have to say to a patient. But you can give them choices within the realm that you can control. Okay, you're going to need an EKG and a chest X-ray. You can get the EKG first or you can get the chest X-ray first. You can decide. You can kind of try and work around that because these patients very often feel like they have lost control, and any little bit of control that you can give back to them will help calm them down, right? But like I said, if you give them a false choice and they pick the option that you didn't want them to take, you've broken that trust, you've broken the relationship. They're not going to listen to you anymore. Okay, let's see if this works.
Hi, I'm Dr. Zeller. I'm one of the psychiatrists here. Can I help you?
I need to leave.
There's no door locked, you can't get out. What can I do to help you?
You can get me out of this damn place.
Well, let's talk about getting you out of here. Until you can turn around and talk with me, I can't help you.
Who are you?
I'm a psychiatrist here. My name is Dr. Zeller, and I'm here to help, not to hurt.
What's going on? Tell me what's happening.
How I can help you.
We've estimated that some...
Okay, so I had to switch off because I needed it to stop. But there are a couple of things that you can see in that video that the psychiatrist did very well. He maintained that distance with the patient. He came in, open arms, legs kind of a little bit bent, letting him know, I'm not your enemy, I'm not here to threaten you. So he's protecting himself while also offering that reassurance. And that's the kind of body language, the kind of action that we're talking about, okay? And then, last but not least, some of the most violent patients in the ED can be the 80-pound, 95-year-old lady that you were like, I can definitely take you. You cannot take her. You cannot take her, right? Dementia is, check your nose. Can't get in trouble. Dementia is a very difficult disease to have. It's a very difficult disease to work around. These patients can be angry, they can be violent, they can be aggressive, but it's very difficult to help reorient and to help prevent this violence because they don't know any better. In some instances, trying to improve with a child, they just don't know any better. While there has been not great, but a significant amount of, even though it might be pretty poor research as opposed to prevent violence with adult populations who are aggressive, intoxicated, etc. There's very little into how to prevent violence with patients with dementia. And that's a sad thing to think about because these patients are very often not at home. They're in nursing homes. They're completely surrounded by people who they may not know, may not be comfortable with, and they're at a high risk of abuse. And the more aggressive they are, the more likely they are to be abused and fever, right? So when these patients come into the ED, it's usually pretty easy to identify them. They're coming from a nursing home, they're coming in with family. The family knows and gives you the history. They have this history of dementia. Sometimes the family will tell you that they're very calm, and compassionate people at home and are very high functioning. But they come into the ED and either the family leaves or they start to sundown and they get aggressive. Now, our first impulse tends to be to reach for the medications to try and get them to go to sleep, and sometimes that is what is necessary. But there are a couple of things that have been shown to help. Granted, most of these data come from nursing homes. So be patient with them. It's once again kind of like taking care of a child. If you get frustrated, just like children, they basically react to the emotional energy in the room. You get frustrated and seem like you need to go, they get frustrated. Once again, the cycle continues, okay? Try as much as possible to reorient them because they're gonna forget multiple times. Every time they wake up, they may feel that they're in this room alone. There's no one here to recognize. Is it where I went to bed? You have kidnapped me. You are hurt. Introduce yourself. Give them the dates. Give them the time. Tell them where they are, why they're there, and tell them where their family is if there has been family. Your daughter was here. She had to leave. She's going to come back. This can be taxing if you have a good PCA or ED who's sitting in the room. Just let them know. Let them help you to keep this patient calm by repeating these things. The other thing that tends to work with the adult population that does not work with the dementia is something called truth proving. You cannot prove to somebody with bad dementia that they are in the hospital in the United States if they firmly believe that it's 1945 and they're in Geneva. It's not going to work. You can point out as many things to them, but the more you point out, the more frustrated and aggravated they get because you're breaking their understanding of the world and they're basically going to hold on to it tighter and tighter. Just like with your adult patients, you can agree to disagree. Listen, this is Jamaican. You can be like, okay, you're in Jamaica, that's fine. You're in a hospital in Jamaica, you still happy, right? So go with whatever they're happy with. Tell them trying to work within those confines. Don't sit there and try and argue with them. You're not going to win that argument. They can have a lot of problems with word finding difficulties, a lot of problems explaining to you why they're aggravated. You can't help them with that. If you think you know what they're trying to say, finish the sentence for them. If you need them to do something with you or for you, and they seem very agitated and confused about it, break it down. This has actually been shown to work very well. Break it down into little parts. I need you to sit up. Okay, we're going to bend your knees. I'm going to help you sit up. Okay, now you're sitting. I'm going to have to ask you to stand up with me. Break it down. Sometimes they can get overwhelmed with we are going to walk you to the cat scanner. No, break it down. You're just going to go for a walk with me. You're going to lie on this table. You're going to stay here for 5 minutes. We're going to go back. Okay? And last but not least, when possible, try your best to accommodate them. Now, this can be very hard and problematic, especially in a big hospital system, because there's always somebody telling you that's not the policy. Patients don't read the textbooks, patients don't read the policy statements. If you have somebody who is aggressive and demented on the medicine floor, and you've realized that when their granddaughter is with them, they're calm as a cucumber, it is safer for the patient to have their granddaughter stay. Talk to the nurse administrator if you're on the floors, talk to the nurse management, say, hey, I know visiting hours are over, but this is for patient care, this helps. In the ED, the same thing is possible. If they only seem to want to eat food from home, tell somebody you can leave and get the food and come back. The small accommodations that we can make can help keep them calm and help prevent us from sedating them and possibly oversedating them and causing more damage to them. Okay, so So I sent out a little survey to the residency. We got just about, last time I checked, about 52 answers. And these are the numbers for our own ED. So about 78% of us feel unsafe or have felt unsafe. 100% of us have been verbally assaulted, and by OSHA definitions, verbal assault is counted as assault. About 48% have had some instance of physical assault in the ED, but only about, this number is actually a little bit lower, only about 13% have reported it. A lot of this has to do with the fact that most people say they don't know how to report it and they don't know what happens next. The process isn't simple. The process isn't as simple and as easy as I think everyone would like. The long and short of it is that you, at county at least, you're calling hospital police and you're basically going to need to report. Now, what happens after this is the same issue that we run into in most hospitals in the US, is that there can be pushback from both the police precinct, from your attending sometimes, and from the hospital itself, where you do not actually press charges on these patients. And assault is something that you can press charges for. Now, a lot of physicians, and this is coming from the ASAP survey as well, tend to feel that it is not my place to press charges against my patient because I am their caregiver. So when you have that mentality there in the forefront, and the hospital admin is kind of giving a lot of pushback that you should report it, these things get underreported. Now, no one can make you report an assault, nobody can make you do anything, really. But it is something to consider. We do have patients that we see very regularly that, yes, they may have underlying personality disorders, but they are violent. And we know that they have that risk of violence. And unless we report it, there's going to be a day when they come into the ED and they cause grievous assault on somebody. And this happens across the country. The first article that I put up, a nurse in San Francisco, a patient grabbed her by the back of her ear and slammed her against the wall. And she was fine, but she was out of work for about 4 weeks doing physical therapy, and she left the job. We have a nursing shortage in this country. We're going to have a physician shortage. Nobody wants to work somewhere where every day they face the risk of being violently assaulted. So it's just something to think about. It's something to keep in the back of your mind. 4,300 is the number to call HPD. It is not a short process to go through with this. It's a lot of forms that you have to fill out. If it does go through to pressing charges, it will involve the court system. But sometimes it is necessary, and you should not do it just because it's hard. You're doctors, you're using a lot of things. That's all I got.
I want to say something about like calling the police. When you have a very aggressive patients, because they're really bad. So once the police arrive, you're done with the patient. That is not coming back. They get super aggressive, they jump on the patient. So I would recommend sometimes if you're fighting around